Next question says, I have a subacromial impingement in my shoulder from too much pressing. I think for the next week, maybe two, I have to substitute all squatting for front squats and remove all pressing. Any other thoughts on how I should proceed? Nothing off the top of my head. I mean, it sounds like you're removing all the irritants, which is what I would suggest that you do in a case like this. Let all those tissues heal and calm down a bit. So if back squat irritates it, then you've got to sub that for something else. I wouldn't be too shy about, as far as your leg training goes, one thing that concerns me is that most powerlifters don't have the proficiency in the front squat to train it seriously. Okay, it's always an afterthought. It's always an awkward movement. So the training value of the front squat can be limited. So it's better than nothing, but if you have some other options, that would probably be preferable. What I would suggest is something along the lines of leg pressing. Hack squatting would be good. If you have a safety squat bar, that would probably be the best thing. That's going to get your hands in front of you, so you're not stressing your shoulders, but I'm assuming that you don't have one of those. Otherwise, I'm sure you would have mentioned it. But just don't neglect leg pressing and hack squatting. And if you have a belt squat, then go nuts on that thing. But some things like that, those will allow you to train your legs more directly and with more vigor than front squatting is going to allow you to do. Also, another option for you would be single leg stuff, things like Bulgarian split squats or lunges. Those are going to be useful as far as getting a good training stimulus on the legs as well. So there's lots of different options, and all of these can be used to help maintain your leg size and strength while you're going through this period. And then that transition to get back into regular training afterwards would be a piece of cake. As far as the upper body work goes, you're going to have a bit more time. So if you can do rows, then by all means, go ahead. But there's not really going to be much that you can do in terms of upper body push work that's not going to involve your shoulder. You could possibly do some triceps isolation work, possibly some partial range of motion stuff depending on the injury itself. But I wouldn't recommend that without first verifying it with whoever is in charge of your rehab, just to make sure that nothing is contraindicated for any of this stuff. So hopefully there's some ideas there that you can use.